Welcome! It's the first day of the video series about nurture sequences, or you'll also hear me call them a welcome sequence or even a sales funnel. I don't refer to it as much as a sales funnel, but that's what you'll hear in the marketing lingo. So I want to talk real quick about the difference between a one-time email and a welcome sequence, and we're going to cover this in a lot more depth tomorrow. But just so that you know, an email newsletter is something that you send one time that goes to everyone on your list that day. So if you send a newsletter on Thursday, everyone on your list on Thursday will get the newsletter. If they sign up on Friday, they won't get it. With a welcome sequence or a nurture sequence or an email sequence, whatever, everybody gets every email. So they sign up today, they get their newsletter tomorrow, and then they get it next week, and then so they get it consistently based on when they sign up, not based on when you send it. It's a little bit tricky, but basically everybody gets every newsletter. So if you write really great content, you're definitely going to want to pay attention tomorrow. We're going to talk more about it tomorrow. Today, I'm so excited to tell you about why my email list is the single biggest asset in my business. And I don't love sharing this number, but there are fewer than 500 people on my email list. And I've been in business for over 4 years. So you might have heard the statistic that most businesses fail within the first 3 years. And I have a very small list, and they have sustained me for over 4 years. And it's because of the way I send my newsletter. So I want to talk about that today. The reason that my email list is such a powerful asset for me is because it allows me to connect with my clients consistently. So I am always trying my hardest to write really high value content to reach my clients. And what that does for them is they get a lot of value from my newsletter and they learn a lot. They get to take action in their business, and that sets me up as the expert. They trust me. You know, they do some things that I tell them to do, and they see growth, they see an impact in their business. They trust me, and then they tell their friends about me. So I'm not saying that to brag about me, but that's the effect of a newsletter, is that you give really high value content, or an email or welcome, whatever. You give really high value content, people take action on that, they trust you, and they tell others. That has grown and sustained my business, and it is awesome. Like, just as a short aside, they just remember that I exist because they see me consistently. They might not see me on social media because of algorithms and all that stuff, but I get to pop into their inbox consistently. And by consistent, I mean every week or every 2 weeks or even once a month, whatever it is, you're touching them consistently. And the other reason that my email list is the single biggest asset in my business is because there was a time, and it's not happening right now, but there was a time that every single time I sent an email, I got a client. And that was incredible. And I want that kind of result for you, that every time you send an email, something magic happens in your business, because that's what keeps me going with the email newsletter. And I love it. I love sending that newsletter. I love delivering that high value content, but then I also get to work with people one-on-one, and they get a lot of value from that work as well. So that is so cool that every time I send an email, I got a client. So I have to share that with you because it's so exciting, and it just speaks to the power of newsletters. All right, we are wrapping this one up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know, how many people do you feel like should be on your list in order to have a successful business? Some people think it's 1,000. I'm here to tell you it could be less than 500. So comment down below and let me know what you think, what you've heard, what you feel like is true, what's true for you in your business. Let me know. That number probably surprises you. It's not my favorite thing, but it's true. And I love my list. I love every single person who is on my list. I use the word list as a shortcut for, you know, the people that I get to serve every day. Like that's what a list is to me. So it's not a cold, hard, like spreadsheet kind of a thing. It's the people that I get to serve. So, okay. So leave me a comment down below. How many people do you think you need to have in order to have a successful business? And tomorrow, don't forget to meet me back here. We're going to talk about the difference between a welcome sequence, and a weekly newsletter, and why you should choose one over the other. So I'm gonna make that really clear for you so that you're sending the right kind of email, because for some businesses, a weekly newsletter is the right move, and for other businesses, the welcome sequence, the nurture sequence is the right move. So we're gonna talk about that tomorrow. I'll see you then.